Hello everyone, we're back again for episode 5. My name's Sam, this channel is Catching Cosmos, and we have got some Minecrafting to do. Today I have one main goal in mind. We've been using this little patch of farmland over here since the start of the game, and although it's kind of cute, it's got all the crops that we need in terms of the variety. It doesn't really output as much as I would like it. I think we can do a lot better, especially since we need a lot of wheat for our building. I've decided to use mud brick in the build palette, and that requires wheat, which at the moment this is sort of where all of our wheat comes from. We have gotten a bit of wheat from some villages that we've come across, but now this is all we've got left, and it's really not a lot. So we need to build a bit more of a dedicated crop field area, as well as a windmill, which I have been tinkering with a bit in a creative world, and hopefully you guys like the design. It's not a typical windmill, I'll say, but you know, it's fun and hopefully it makes sense in the world. But before we do that, I actually want to do a little bit of enchanting if I can find my diamonds wherever I put them. Oh, here they are. Silly me. Because off camera I have been doing some resource gathering and all those sorts of things, and I have gotten us back up to 30 levels, and I would like to see what we can get on an axe. Fortune on an axe. Oh well. You know what? There'll always be more levels. We'll get more diamonds. We'll see what we get. Efficiency 4 and Fortune 2. That is really bad, but we kind of have needed a work axe while I've been gathering a lot of resources, and so I guess that will do for now, and we can disenchant this and re-enchant it later on. But first, kind of want to flatten out the terrain a little bit, or do a bit of terraforming. I'm sort of picturing this general area as our new crop field and windmill space. I mean, we've got the barn here and the sheep and cows, so it kind of makes sense to continue the farm land in this sort of area. But at the moment the terrain is a little bit rough. We've got little patches of holes and it's a little bit uneven, and there's a lot of flowers, so I'm just going to spend a little bit of time terraforming. We'll grab all the dirt that I have, and then we'll head out and we'll do a bit of terraforming to this land. Okay, excuse the rain, but I think that is reasonably better. The next thing I want to do is take some of this wool, and I just need to mark out roughly where the windmill is going to go, because it is kind of a biggish structure, so I'm thinking probably around here somewhere. Oh, need to do a sleep. So I've got 22 wool, and I'm just gonna run it this way, and then roughly through the center we're going to do another 22. Might be a bit off, but I think that will do. So I'm just gonna mark a corner as well in each spot, just so I know not to encroach there. Okay, so that's where our windmill is gonna go. Next thing I want to do is plan, at least map out kind of the pathing. So I think we can have one path here that sort of just goes straight down, and then this path here can also connect. And so we kind of have this area could potentially be a big wheat field. I think I want to do 2 wheat fields and then one of each of the other fields. Crops, I mean. It's a little bit of a mess at the moment, but you just have to trust the vision and trust the process. It'll all come together in the end. So the next thing I want to do is to mark out the fences. And I was thinking we can use cobble and stone for the fencing. So I've smelted a bit of stone, and I've got a whole heap of cobble here. So this is going to be a wheat field, and this is just going to be a really rough run around in terms of laying these out, just to get like a real organic shape, and then we'll come back in and refine it a bit later. And this can be our entry here. So I'm just going to go along and sort of fill in here and there with some cobble, and then we'll add some stone in, and then we can go back in and add in some walls and slabs and stuff just to give it a bit more variation. And I'm not really like intending these to be super functional walls, I guess. I don't think they'll be really mob proof or anything like that, but just to, you know, make it evident that these are fields. Each of these is an individual field. And now we can just go along and add a bit of depth and a bit more, I guess, definition to these walls. Oh, excuse me, you are not what I am hoping to grow. These bows are the worst. Well, it's not the worst, but I really need to get a better bow. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. Now the next step is to make sure it's full of water. Just gonna plonk these down and go 4 out. And then fill all of this in. So I can use these slabs to sort of cover up the water. And these edges, I don't mind not having any flowers, being tilled. It's not going to be a perfect piece of farmland, but I'm actually happy to have flowers around anyway, because later on we'll add some bees into each of the fields just to help things move a bit more. Okay, I think we've tilled everything. It's a little bit haphazard, but we got it covered. I left some flowers and some grass in there just to add a little bit of variation to the field. And hopefully I've got a decent stash of wheat, because I think this one is big enough to be a wheat field for sure. Let's just grab all of these. And there we go, we've got our first crop field. This wheat field turned out a lot bigger than what I thought it was going to be, so maybe we might not need another one. I might do another one later on, but for now we'll just do our other 3 main crops, I reckon. So we've still got to do some carrots and potatoes and some beetroot. Excuse me, how many times are you guys going to come and visit me? Okay, so I've got 3 more fields ready to go. Now I'm just going to go and water them all, and then we can do some planting. Look how good this wheat field is coming along. Okay, all of those crop fields are now done and watered and tilled, I guess. The next and final step is to do a bit more planting. So let's grab beetroot, carrots, and our potatoes. I'm not going to do it today, but at some stage we'll also make a pumpkin patch and a bit of a melon patch. Now, I think this one here can be carrots. There we go, we've got our carrot field. This one here can be our potato patch. There we go, we've got our potatoes in here. And last but not least, I made this one quite small because I don't really use beetroot for anything, but we can't leave it out, so this small little patch here will be our beetroot patch. There we go. We've got all of our crops in place. Now, the next stage is constructing our windmill. So let's grab our resources. Hopefully this will be enough acacia. We'll need some spruce, and I'm actually going to try mixing in some tuff with the acacia this time just to see how it looks. Again? This is twice now. Just keep wandering. You don't see anything. Okay, so I'm gonna layer this out in spruce just to get the floor plan first. Okay, so I have a floor plan in place, and now I guess the next stage is to build this thing up. So let's get that started. Now, you're probably thinking that this does not look very windmilly, but that's the next step. Now we have to add in the windmill tower, and hopefully it looks alright. For this tower, it's going to go right in here. So we've gone up 8 high. Now we just need to do that on all the sides. Getting awfully high up here, this could be the part where I die. For the propeller, I'm going to actually be using oak. Okay, I'm definitely going to die, I think, trying to make this, but I'll show you one propeller, and then I will continue and do the rest of them. this is the propeller design. It is obviously a sideways horizontal windmill, which I kind of like. It's a little bit quirky, it's different, and you know, windmills don't really work in Minecraft anyway, so who says you can't have a horizontal windmill? And we are actually, once I put in the rest of the propellers, going to do another windmill off the side that is the normal shape. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the propellers, and then I'll bring you back once the other three are done. Okay, so there's our windmill top. I think it looks pretty cool. Now the next step is to add another windmill here to the side. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So this windmill is going to be a lot more traditional, I guess, in the sense, you know, it's going to have a normal windmill shape. And there we have it. Our other windmill. I like to think that this little one powers this one, maybe? Maybe it's the other way around, I don't know. But they work together. They're a smooth operation. That's pretty much the windmill done. Now I just need to add all of those finicky details to sort of bring it to life a bit more. Excuse me. Not while I'm trying to detail my build. Thank you very much. Well, what do you think? Pretty cool, huh? Like I said, it's a bit of a weird windmill design, but I think it works. Got this cool horizontal one at the top, the normal ways vertical one here, and then I've just detailed it a whole bunch with some bushes and glowberries and the standard signs and all of that. Inside, on the other hand, is a bit of a shambles. To be honest, I don't actually know what to put in here. It's not huge, but it's not small either. I was thinking maybe could sort of, you know, decorate it and then maybe fit it out with a couple of farms that are automated, like a pumpkin and melon farm or something. And then that way there's sort of a sound that you might associate with a windmill turning. So that's an idea. But if you have any other ideas, please let me know, because I'm not 100% sure what exactly to put in this build. But other than that, I think it's complete. Still need to connect up the path, but I can do that off camera or on a stream, which I'm now doing. So if you do catch me streaming, make sure you pop in and say hey. And the last thing I want to do today is we're going to pop some scaffold down and I'm going to put some beehives on top of them, because I really want there to be bees buzzing around these fields. I'm just gonna see if I can drag a couple of bees over this way and get some breeding happening, and then I can breed these bees up as I play. There we go, there's a baby. Look at it, it's so cute. Well, I think that's about all we have time for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed the build and the crops and that sort of thing. It was kind of a build heavy episode, but I really wanted to get this farmland set up. Like I said, it's a bit of a weird windmill, but hopefully you like it. Thanks again for stopping by and for all of the support. I really appreciate it. Until next time, please be kind to yourself. Have a great day. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!